It is the premier heating and air show, powered by American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. Boy, you got to know this number today. 720-547-8009. That's 720-547-8009. PremierAirColorado.com. Reed, my God, here we are, brother.
Yeah.
Doing the happy dance left and right, huh?
Yep. There's no time to, it seems like it shifts from summer to winter, just like that, right? You've been
Yeah,
saying it.
summer to winter, but I mean, yeah, I heard from some friends up in northern Colorado, and they're like, "Oh, we got nothing up here,"
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, "Oh, okay, all right." But Reed, you and I live in the southern part of the suburbs. In our neck of the woods, we just got buried for the past couple days.
Yeah. Yeah, I got almost about a foot of accumulation.
Crazy, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Tom's not here today. It's, as great as CSU is doing, it's so much more fun to pile on him about Wyoming football than just talk great about the Rams. But I do want to say this is an opportunity to give some props to your Rams. What a season so far. What a season. And it is, if they can just hold their water here a little bit, you're barreling down to a huge matchup with Boise State for a Mountain West championship, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's a little crazy, right?
How do you feel about that?
I mean, I feel great. I wasn't too sure, in the beginning of the year, it's like, here we go again.
Yeah.
And then, they've been on a roll and everything's in front of them now. So
it's crazy.
Bowl game. And I think if we don't go to the conference title game, it'd be a little bit of a disappointment, right?
Well, you're going to beat Wyoming. God bless Tom. And the game's on a Friday night, and we'll see what the weather is. Yeah, the CSU has a bye week, as does Wyoming this week.
Yep.
So nothing to look at this week. But at Fresno State, then home against Utah State. And I don't know, man. Fresno State's pretty good. They're 3-2 in their conference right now. They're okay. Yeah. That'll be a good, tough test. And Utah State is not good. Okay. So I would think that you beat them. You're certainly going to beat Wyoming. You've got UNLV kind of right behind you a little bit. And boy, did they start off super hot at the beginning of the year. They were nationally ranked. So they're not far behind. And neither is San Diego State. So I don't know, man. But you control your own destiny. If you just win the next 3 games, you're in.
Yep, exactly. I mean, when things kind of work out that way, you got to make the most of it. And I mean, it wouldn't be a disappointment if they didn't get there, but it's like you said, it's right there in front of them. Why not? Then that would be a huge turnaround. Then you really got some momentum for the program.
No doubt. And Boise State is 12th in the country, Reed.
Yeah.
The Mountain West leader is 12th in the country. And maybe, oh man, you guys could really be spoilers because they're probably thinking about getting in the college football playoff right now.
Yeah, that would be a tough. I just want to get to the championship game. See what happens. But
yeah.
That would be progress for sure. That'd be really good.
Do you? And I guess I can look this up. But do you know off the top of your head where the Mountain West championship game is played? Is it played in Las Vegas at Allegiant?
I'm not too sure that if it is. I mean, that would be a fun one to go to.
Oh. Yeah, that'd be amazing.
Yeah.
I'm looking it up. Where will the Mountain West Championship be held? It's in general. Oh, that's basketball. Oh my gosh, I gotta do football. Sorry, Mountain West football. All right, Reed, you should know this better than me. It's played last year. It's played in Allegiant Stadium. It's played there. Yeah, which makes sense.
Yeah.
Right? That makes sense. Oh, so
Yeah.
you'd be in Vegas? You wouldn't have to go outside? Well, Vegas, no big deal. But, man, that would be fun. Have you ever seen a game at Allegiant Stadium?
Haven't been there yet. I've seen the stadium, like, I've been to Vegas. It's been a while, but I've seen like the outside of the stadium, never been inside of it.
Yeah, it looks like a Roomba, one of those automatic robot,
Yeah.
Cleaning things. It's spectacular.
Yeah.
I was lucky enough to be at a Broncos Raiders game a couple years ago. It's absolutely outstanding. To see, oh man, am I pulling for your Rammies, bro? Like, I want to see that happen so bad. So,
Me too.
well, nothing to watch this week. They're off, and then you're gonna shellac, Wyoming in front of Tom, and then that game, Fresno State. It's exciting. It's really, really, really exciting.
Hey, Tom is, he's off because he's celebrating. Wyoming's on a 1-game winning streak, right?
Oh, they got it done, them folks. What is that? That's the border war. You play for a boot, is that right?
Yep. The bronze boot.
The bronze boot. Well, listen, all the luck to the Rammies and CSU, and I love getting my CSU talking with you, Reed. You're kind of the only one. I am drowned out by CU talk most of the time.
Yeah.
But we're thinking about the Rams too, and we're proud of all the schools here in the state. Down here for Air Force. But great for CU and CSU. So exciting for college football.
Yep.
Okay, let's get on to our show. And again, phone number is 720-547-8009, premieraircolorado.com. Talk to me, Reed. What's life been like the past couple days? What should people know? What's going on?
Yeah, it's been a little crazy, just trying to help as many people as we can. It's one of those things where, it kind of, changes almost overnight. You're never really like ready for it. Right.
Right.
I just got a snowblower, at the end of last winter. I was getting excited to use it, and I don't have any gas. The little things like that. And, it's just shifting over into winter, and it's like, now we're here. We've been talking about it for a while. We've got a little bit of cold weather, and, now we got a foot of snow on the ground and really cold temperatures. So, now's the time. Typically, if you got a tune up and everything, you're probably, doing good. If you got a newer system, you probably don't have too much to worry about. A couple little tips, like check that filter, look for anything that's going on. Obviously if it's not working, reach out to us and we'll get a technician out there. It's busy, but we're able to get out there usually same day still.
Okay.
Yep.
What's interesting is, and we've done a lot of shows, which is awesome. I love doing the shows. You put the work in, you lay the foundation, and when the phone starts ringing, you realize, okay, all right, people are hearing what we're talking about. They get it. People are people. They're going to wait till the last minute. That's why stores stay open till midnight on December 24th. So, we're not casting any poor aspersions on anybody, but we have been telling people. People when it's been 75, 85 degrees, like, come get that furnace tuna. It's $49. Well, let me ask, is it still $49 or what are we doing here with the furnace tuna?
Yeah, it still is. Now that we're kind of shifting into winter, we'll probably be adjusting some things over the next couple weeks. But as of right now, we're still running all those promotions. So get in on that deal while it lasts.
All right. Well, why don't we talk about some of the promotions right off the top? What do we have going on?
Yeah, so we still have the $3,000 rebate on the free furnace promotion that we're doing.
Great.
$1,000 trade-in credit. The 0% interest financing up to 60 months.
Fantastic.
Yep. And then that $49 tune-up. Like those are pretty much our main. And those may adjust a little bit, but we always have good promotions kind of going on throughout the year.
Yeah, maybe you could talk about becoming a member and the services that members do get with you, Reed.
Yeah, right now is when it's, really nice to be a part of our membership, because you probably already got the maintenance. We're actually in the middle of kind of, beefing up our staff because we have so many members that are coming on right now. So, getting that done. The other thing is you get on our priority, you get priority service. So that really comes into play when, the cold weather comes in and you have an issue and you kind of go to the front of the line.
Okay.
So that's when it really, that's a really big deal with our membership. But yeah, there's a lot of other, perks. You get discounts on any, all of our services, any repairs that have to be done, anything you're looking at adding on. Like right now, a lot of people are, buying humidifiers. The air gets really dry. You can really kind of feel that, air cleaners, UV lights, different things like that to kind of prevent, we're going into flu season and, all these different things that people have to deal with, so, but yeah, that's kind of the whole package with the membership. I mean, it's awesome. Definitely, people should get on that.
Yeah, this is simple. You go to premieraircolorado.com. You can simply go to the website anytime. Of course, you can always call 720-547-8009. It's the Premier Heating and Air Show powered by American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. So sure, you can call there, but the website is fantastic. And you can navigate around there, Reed, right? And find everything you want and get on the list, right?
Yep. So you can go on the website. You could even purchase a membership right through our online store on the website. You can book services. There's a lot of ways to kind of communicate with us. You can call us, text us, all the different ways are available.
Okay. So things get busy. Well, actually, before I get there, talk to me about your training people. And we have talked about that quite a bit. But this may be a time that, and I know you train people and you need a certain amount of like, hey, here's what you're doing here. But I think this might be a time folks are thinking about, well, what am I doing next? And it might be hearing this for the first time because they're paying attention. Talk to me about becoming an employee. Talk to me about the process and who you're looking for and how you bring people on.
Yeah. So, I mean, the most important thing for us, when people start off, they all kind of come in at the same level, kind of like an apprentice. So most of those people, I mean, some of them have, they go to trade school or that type of thing. But some of them, we just hired a guy the other day and, he was working at like a restaurant and, pretty young guy, but he's starting to think about, he wants a career. He wants to get into learn a trade. And once you learn a trade, I mean, that's a very valuable skill, right?
Sure. Right.
And there's a huge demand for that skill, but when people come in, they may have a little bit of experience or nothing at all. It doesn't really matter. We run them through our whole training system. And, by the time they get to, the top level, I mean, they're making really good income. We have benefits, different things like that. But yeah, we train everybody on everything, that you don't need any experience at all.
Yeah, it's an amazing thing to get as long as you have enough dedication and you can get up in the morning and figure things out. As long as you have some amount of discipline, then you could have a career for the rest of your life. It's pretty incredible. And do you pay people, compensate people during that training to Read or not? I'm not exactly sure how that works.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so it's like a paid apprenticeship. Yeah, and it really comes down to the individual. I mean, some people pick things up really quickly. And for them, I mean, you can advance in the company very fast.
Yeah.
As you learn. I mean, it is important for us that people are very knowledgeable and know what they're doing.
Okay.
So we kind of make sure, and we, that they get certain certifications and things like that as they go. But a big part of it for us is, you have to be competent in what you're doing. But a big thing we focus on is service and that type of thing,
Yeah, it's incredible being a partner with you for, going on 13, 14 years, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen firsthand now in my, well, not to brag too much, Reed, but third home, lifetime third home. Yeah, yeah. And I went small to big, back down to small. And I was like, this is, I tell you, man, I see those people out there shoveling and you with your gasless snow blowers. And I'm just like, boy, I hope they're having fun out there. But that's the choice I made. I certainly have mowed my share of lawns and shoveled my share of snow. It's just, it's just not part of my life now, Reed. That's all I'm saying. It is part of my life, staying comfortable. And for me personally, when I moved into a new home, I needed everything. Now I moved into like a brownstone townhome in the Lone Tree area, which is one of the areas that you guys service for sure. You service, maybe I should get to that. What is your service area? So when we're talking here, what should people know? And again, the phone number is 720-547-8009. Where is the circle of service?
We go pretty much all over Denver Metro, so Castle Rock up kind of, north of Denver, like Superior.
Okay.
And then, kind of like Golden area out to like Aurora. So, we're
kind of 470, like if you just drew a big circle around 470, a little higher, a little lower, that sort of thing.
And we have some clients that are kind of a little bit north. And, when we first started, we were going everywhere. We were up in Blackhawk even.
Wow.
Yeah, we were going out past the airport. But our main kind of, we can go to different areas, but that's kind of our main service area, greater Denver metro area.
Okay, well, just have that in mind. Mm-hmm. And in terms of being busy, that is pretty impressive. You can still get technicians, even in this inclement weather, out same day. Is that right?
Yep. Yeah, we get it, and our whole team understands it. That's our job. When it's cold and, people are dealing and they don't have heat and things like that. It's our job to get out there and kind of get them taken care of. So, but it's when it snows this much, the plow crews and everything, they're usually pretty good.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
But, that first storm hits and it's kind of a little bit hectic, but yeah, we've kind of worked around a little bit of delays and just, make sure our team is being safe.
Right.
And, get out and help out as many people as we can.
Yeah. 720-547-8009. It's premieraircolorado.com, powered by American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. When you say as helpful as you can, are you out there with a shovel, Reed, or you're technical? What are we talking about here? We're not doing that, are we?
Whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes.
I was out running some calls with the guys. Some of our managers are out there. All hands on deck. Whatever it takes.
So it's not crazy if need be. If need be, you'd pick up a shovel and help out.
Yeah.
That's pretty wild. That's a riot. Yeah. Talk to me about the heating systems these days. Mm-hmm. In terms of efficiency, what is the difference between a heating system today that you would purchase from Premier, powered by American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning, and something you would see maybe 6-7 years ago?
Yeah, so I was out on a job the other day and we actually installed the furnace, and this was 2010. So, 14, 15 years ago.
Wow.
But it is it's cool to see, like we've been in business for over 15 years now. And, kind of see like repeat customers and that kind of thing. But also to kind of see the technology and how far it's come since then, especially in the last like 5 or 6 years, it's advancing very rapidly, and these systems are really efficient. They're really advanced. They really help kind of overcome a lot of these issues with like hot and cold spots. And, it used to be back in the day where it was just, off or on, the heat would kick on, the AC would kick on. But yeah, and even when you're dealing with some of these older homes and things like that, I mean, the new technology can make a huge difference, and all the things that we do to really kind of maximize the efficiency of the system.
Yeah, I think it's amazing. How do you keep up on all the technology? What is your process to know what's happening?
I mean, it's constantly changing, so it's a lot of it. Like we're doing training at, Tom's place, with like different things like refrigerant, different things like that. I mean, we just have to keep up on it,
Yeah.
But there is a lot of resources available these days too. They have apps and things like that where we can go in, we can do training, we can, diagnose, troubleshoot things. So it's, the technology is elevating in all areas.
Yeah, I think people need to understand that. And I have a Nest thermostat, as you do too. And you're the one that introduced me to that. And what a game changer that was. Oh my gosh. And, you think about a waste of money and time and energy. It's like heating an empty house when nobody's home, or, air conditioning, same thing in the summertime. And with the Nest technology, you can control everything from your phone, no matter where you are, Reed. And that is pretty remarkable. So you can set a schedule, adjust a schedule. You can change day to day. And in Colorado, listen, man, it's freezing like literally right now. And we've had a ton of snow. It may be 70 degrees in 3 days, right? I mean, that wouldn't be so unusual. It is always amazing to me when I see this amount of snow, which I, in my heart, love more in the mountains than in the suburbs. Okay, I got to be real with you. But I know, because I'm a Colorado guy, this will burn away. This will be gone. You know what we're going to have. And like, we have some of these dry days, even in like January and February, where there's no snow on the ground, and then it comes all back. Well, what does that do in terms of the temperature of your home? You don't need the same thing every day. So you may set a schedule that makes sense today that doesn't make sense in 3 or 4 days. Ree, maybe you can talk about that technology with the Nest thermostat that you guys are get people going on that controls things so you can stay so efficient.
Yeah, I mean, if you're traveling, different things like that, just kind of monitoring that temperature. One thing I like is, if it gets a little bit cold in your room, you just pick up your phone and turn up the heat a little bit.
That is so lazy, but it's so awesome all at the same time.
Yep. Control it from anywhere, and there's a lot of different things you can add. Like on mine, I have door locks that are kind of connected in with that app.
Nice.
We have the Nest has CO and smoke alarms that you can connect in there.
Very cool.
It'll alert you if there's an issue with the system. It'll even turn off the system if there was like a carbon monoxide leak or a smoke detector went off or something like that. So, safety, comfort, and just that, accessibility, kind of like you talked about.
Yeah. And by the way, this is another service that you don't have to be some sort of technological expert. It's very, very simple. And people could be I mean, certainly you're able to install certain things on your own if if you're so inclined. But the folks from Premier will walk you through it. They will. They'll get you through it. And what's amazing, and I've had this too, if I've had any questions, it's a phone call away to get any kind of advice. Because once you become part of the Premier family, you're there, and you guys are there for everything, Reed.
Yep. Absolutely. Especially when you have a problem, I mean,
Mhm.
that's when we understand. I mean, it's our job to really, as fast as possible, get you kind of back up and running again. And, cause it's not a fun situation, you know?
What is the most common problem that people are running into right now when it
Yeah.
really gets chilly? What's the most common problem?
I mean, a lot of it is related to just regular maintenance, so
Mhm.
just like a car, I mean, because the way that most people deal with systems is it's either, if it's running, it's fine. And then if it stops running, that's when they realize like, oh, there's a problem. But when we're able to get in there and kind of identify and address these issues before, that situation happens, that's really kind of what we're trying to do. We're trying to prevent um, those issues from happening, but we, one of the calls I went on, it was kind of interesting. Actually, like a bird crawled in,
Oh
got
my
into the
god.
furnace, and yeah, got trapped, stuck in the motor, and that's actually what caused the problem. So there, we see a lot of different things that are kind of out of your control. So
Reed, how's the bird doing?
he didn't make it, unfortunately.
What?
Yeah. But we gave him honorable
I'm sorry, that was
exit.
terrible.
Yeah.
That was terrible.
But we
Oh.
actually see that quite often because
Yeah, sure.
animals and things, they'll crawl in,
Yeah.
when winter's coming, they're looking to do different things. And so we see a little bit of everything. uh,
Oh my god.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, critters can get in there. They can mess things up. You can have broken parts that you don't know about. It's so
Hmm.
funny though. Almost everything, and we kind of bang this drum all the time, can be just taken care of with regular maintenance. That's it.
Yeah.
And to get on the Premier schedule, that's all you really need to do. If
Hmm.
you need a complete overhaul, okay, especially teamed up with American Standard Heating and Air, we can do that. I mean, we can take care of that too. But
Yeah.
there's just so many things that, listen, man, the systems now are incredible and they'll last for a long time. But if you do have a system that's 7, 8 years old, you may be okay. You probably are okay as long as
Hmm.
you maintain it. It's not the best. There's better systems out there. I promise you that. But that doesn't mean your system needs to go away, because what's the average length on most systems? Even a system that you might have purchased 10 years ago, Reed. What is the general length of time?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of those variables, like you said, with maintenance and everything, but on average, probably about 10 or 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
Our systems that we're putting in, because American Standard is really good quality, we install it correctly. Those systems, as long as they're maintaining them, we're seeing, 15, 20 years plus. I mean, like I said, I was out on one that, they're probably looking at replacing now, but, they got about 15 years out of it. Um, so it just kind of depends, but just understanding, and sometimes you're looking at a situation where, maybe you can replace a couple parts and get a few years out of it. Or maybe you're looking at, I don't want to put any more money into this thing. I want to get that new technology. I want to
Right.
get better efficiency, lower my energy bills, be more comfortable. Maybe now is the time. So we're able to kind of, based on where you're at, we're able to have that conversation and, help people. Ultimately, it's their decision what they want to do, but we can definitely provide them all the information and help them make that decision.
Well, this is so simple. We love hosting this show every Saturday morning, 7:30 on Altitude Sports Radio 92.5. And if you've missed part of the show, we podcast and have it on all your favorite digital areas. That's easy to find as well. Find Premier Heating and Air, 720-547-8009. The website is premieraircolorado.com. Reed, we'll talk to you next week with CSU playing Wyoming. Enjoy your bye week. Go Rams. And be smart with your with everything you got going on in your life when it comes to heating and air conditioning. Is Premier Heating and Air.